Hey train fans, I'm Rocky Canyon Arrow, and this is the Rockwall Canyon Railroad. Well, today our local freight is coming through with 3 locomotives. It's a fairly long train for a regular day freight, and we're actually picking up a couple of freight cars that are new to the railroad, and 2 cars that have been recently refurbished. Alright, our locomotives are going to pull the train around the loop here at Rockwall Canyon and past the station. I'm going to do some switching in the main yard and head off on our way. Yeah, I was really excited to get a few minutes to run this train this week. We had some really cold weather coming in for the end of the week, and then we're looking for a really heavy rainstorm tomorrow, and then getting back down to the cold temperatures again. Sometimes when that happens, if we get a lot of rain and then it freezes up hard again, I can be looking at some pretty serious frost heaves in some of the ground level areas. It's always something to consider when you're building a ground level layout that sometimes the earth moves where you don't expect it to when things get frozen. But in general, the railroad seems to be pretty resilient to that kind of issues. So anyways, here we are coming into the station. Our conductor apparently was in the cab of the engine, and he's jumped off, and he's going to let go at the second car there, and he's going to ride down to collect those new freight cars and then put the train back together again. So here we are coming back to pick up those cars. Of course, we have got a Great Northern 2-bay hopper car, a Baroxo hopper car. Got quite a few Baroxo hopper cars. Kind of one of my little collector's things there. Really been into that paint scheme. Alright, so both of these cars have been lowered. They've had Kadee 906 couplers added and Sierra Valley SVE3 wheels, which have been painted. The other 2 cars coming back are the Frisco double-door car, which got new wheels, and also the Rutland car, which got couplers and wheels as well. So I want to talk a little bit more about these Sierra Valley wheels. If you remember, my caboose has the large diameter wheels. My regular freight cars have the smaller wheels, the SVE3 wheels. And one thing I've been doing lately is painting them. The wheels are regular steel with a stainless steel axle. So the wheels will actually rust naturally, but it's a little bit of an orangier color than I tend to find to be typical. So I don't mind if the actual tread rusts that color, but the actual wheel itself, I'm actually painting a railroad tie brown color is what I seem to like the best. All right, with our new train cars tied on here, we're gonna do a little more switching, get back to the train, pull everything together, and get our conductor to the back of the train in the caboose. Now that we made the hitch, one of the nice things about the Kadee 906s is we can test that hitch and pull back a little bit and see if everything is taut, just like the real trains. You get that actual experience with those couplers, with the little bit of slack that they have in them. Alright, here we go. We're heading off. Like I said, we're just going to pull ahead till the caboose gets to the station. Hopefully our conductor is done filling out his train orders, and he can climb on board and we can get underway. And after a quick stop, we're going to head off, heading towards St. Patrick's. Well, certainly by now you've noticed we have kind of an unusual power consist up front here. We've got a GP9, an Alco FA, and another GP9. Making kind of an interesting setup here. And this goes back to the olden days of garden railroading when product availability was kind of limited. Thinking back to the late 90s, before USA Trains had even really come into play. Aristocraft was really the main player in 129 scale. And at the time, I can think of a couple of inspirations that I had. One was the Gopher Canyon Railroad out in Southern California, and he used to run a trio with a pair of U-25s with an Alco FA in the middle. So this is kind of in homage to that. He had his own paint scheme, and so I kind of felt the need to develop my own paint scheme around the same time. And shortly thereafter, I also met the gentleman who owns Slutsky Transportation out of northern Massachusetts. And he also had his own paint scheme and a fleet of U-25Bs and Alco FAs, locomotives that we rarely would see around these parts. But you had to kind of make it your own at the time because there was such a limited product availability. Of course, when I came into the railroad around the late 90s, USA Trains was just coming onto the scene, so I had the availability of GP9s and GP38s very soon thereafter. But it's still kind of fun to make homage to this heritage, to the garden railroading past. Alright folks, thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you come back and see more. I'm Rocky Canyon Arrow, and that's how we do trains around here.